Farmtruck and AZN. If you're a fan of Street Outlaws, these two names are impossible to miss. They're the dynamic duo who bring humor, chaos, and a whole lot of heart to the show. Their beat-up old pickup truck, known simply as Farmtruck, is a legend in the street racing world, and their friendship seems like the glue that holds their wild adventures together. But here's the question that's been buzzing among fans for years. Are Farmtruck and AZN really friends? Or is their bromance just a TV act to keep us entertained? Today, we're diving deep into their relationship to uncover the truth, and trust me, there's a lot to unpack here. Let's start with the basics. Farmtruck, whose real name is Sean Whitley, and AZN, also known as Jeff Bonnet, have been part of Street Outlaws since the very beginning. They've been racing together, cracking jokes, and pulling pranks on the show for over a decade. On screen, their chemistry is undeniable. Farmtruck is the gruff, laid-back gearhead with a dry sense of humor, while AZN is the high-energy, talkative sidekick who seems to live for stirring the pot. Together, they balance each other out perfectly, like peanut butter and jelly, or in their case, maybe motor oil and spark plugs. But is that chemistry real, or is it just clever editing and scripting by the show's producers? To answer this, let's look at their history. Farmtruck and AZN didn't just meet when Street Outlaws started filming. Their friendship goes way back, long before the cameras were rolling. According to interviews and posts on social media, these two have known each other for over 20 years. They met through the Oklahoma City street racing scene, where Farmtruck was already a well-known figure with his iconic 1970 Chevy C10 pickup truck. AZN, younger and eager to make his mark, started hanging out with Farmtruck, and the two quickly hit it off. They bonded over their love for cars, racing, and a shared sense of humor that leans heavily on sarcasm and practical jokes. One of the biggest clues that their friendship is genuine is how they talk about each other off-screen. In interviews, Farmtruck has described AZN as his right-hand man, someone who's always got his back, whether they're racing or just messing around. AZN, on the other hand, has said that Farmtruck is like an older brother to him, someone who taught him the ropes of street racing and life in general. These aren't just sound bites for the cameras. You can find old posts on their social media accounts, from way before Street Outlaws was even a thing, showing them working on cars together, hanging out at car shows, or just goofing off. That kind of history isn't something you can fake. Now, let's talk about their dynamic on Street Outlaws. If you've watched the show, you know that Farmtruck and AZN are the comic relief. While other racers are busy trash-talking or stressing about their rankings on the list, these two are usually off to the side, planning some ridiculous stunt or prank. Whether it's dressing up in costumes, challenging people to race their beat-up truck, or just roasting each other, they always seem to be having the time of their lives. Some fans have wondered if this is all scripted, and sure, reality TV always has some level of production magic. The producers might nudge them to lean into their personalities or set up certain scenarios for drama. But the core of their banter, that feels real. You can't fake the kind of effortless back and forth they have, like when AZN tries to hype up a crowd and Farmtruck just shakes his head and calls him an idiot with a grin. Another thing that stands out is how they support each other through thick and thin. Street Outlaws has shown us plenty of moments where their friendship shines. Remember the episode where Farmtruck's truck broke down during a race, and AZN was right there, helping him troubleshoot and get back on the road. Or the times when AZN takes the lead on a project, like building a new car, and Farmtruck trusts him completely, even if he grumbles about it. These moments show a level of trust and camaraderie that goes beyond just being co-workers or TV co-stars. They're in the trenches together, whether they're winning races or dealing with setbacks. Of course, no friendship is perfect, and these two aren't afraid to get on each other's nerves. If you've seen them bicker on the show, you know they can push each other's buttons like nobody else. AZN might talk too much, and Farmtruck will tell him to shut up. Farmtruck might be stubborn about a car part, and AZN will roll his eyes and call him out. But that's what makes their friendship feel so authentic. Real friends argue, tease, and annoy each other, but at the end of the day, they've got each other's backs. And with Farmtruck and AZN, you can tell the bickering comes from a place of love, not malice. Let's not forget their off-screen ventures. Farmtruck and AZN have built a brand together outside of Street Outlaws. They run a merchandise business, selling everything from t-shirts to hats with their iconic Farmtruck logo. They also travel across the country to car shows and racing events, often together, meeting fans and spreading their love for street racing. If they weren't really friends, would they spend so much time together outside of filming? Running a business with someone you don't get along with is a recipe for disaster, but these two seem to make it work seamlessly. Now, some skeptics might point out that reality TV friendships can be exaggerated for the cameras. And yeah, that's a fair point. Shows like Street Outlaws thrive on drama and larger-than-life personalities, so it's possible that some of their antics are played up for entertainment. But even if the producers encourage them to be extra silly or dramatic, the foundation of their relationship has to be real for it to work on screen. You can't fake the kind of comfort and ease they have around each other, whether they're laughing about a failed race or planning their next big prank. Another angle to consider is how they've stuck together through the ups and downs of fame. Being on a hit TV show like Street Outlaws comes with a lot of pressure, fan expectations, long filming hours, and the constant grind of the racing world. Yet Farmtruck and AZN have stayed a team through it all. They've been on the show for over 10 seasons, and their bond seems as strong as ever. If their friendship was just for show, you'd expect cracks to start showing by now, maybe some public drama or rumors of a falling out. But there's none of that. Instead, they keep showing up, racing together, and making fans laugh. So are Farmtruck and AZN really friends? Based on everything we've seen, their long history, their off-screen adventures, their business partnership, and the way they just click on the show, the answer is a resounding yes. These two aren't just friends, they're brothers from another mother, bonded by a love for cars, racing, and making people smile. Sure, the show might amplify their personalities for entertainment, but at the core, their friendship is the real deal. They've been through too much together, from late-night wrenching sessions to cross-country road trips, for it to be anything less. Before we wrap up, let's talk about why this matters. Farmtruck and AZN's friendship is a big part of what makes Street Outlaws so special. In a world full of high-stakes races and intense rivalries, these two remind us that at the end of the day, it's about having fun and enjoying the ride with your best friend by your side. Their story shows that true friendship can thrive in the fast lane, whether you're racing a rusty old truck or just trying to make each other laugh. So, the next time you see Farmtruck and AZN on your screen, pulling some crazy stunt or roasting each other, know that you're watching two guys who have got a bond that's as strong as the horsepower in their engines.